Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK podcast, the podcast done by fans for fans of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the show this evening, or morning, or night, or afternoon, or 3:15 a.m. sometime, whenever you're watching this anyway. And joining me this week on the podcast, my co-host, Isreal Pacheco. How you doing this week?
Doing pretty good. I could be doing better if I was playing Tamagotchi Life. Oh man,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
whole different conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get into that at some point in a future podcast.
Mhm.
Games of the month, or maybe one of us will end up buying it, me. But at some point we'll probably end up discussing Tamagotchi life. But outside of that, we've got a massive show here today. No random segment this week. Nothing really big to talk about. No games of the month to go over. Nothing like that. But we do have a big show this week. So we're going to dive straight into the slew of news stories that we have. There are 10 items on the list this week. And Israel, why don't you kick us off with some movie news?
So the first news story we got here is that the Amazing Spider-Man 4 might get its release date changed, and this is pretty funny because Amazing Spider-Man 2 isn't even out yet,
Mm-hmm.
but they're planning so far ahead with these movies nowadays. And the rumor that's circulating right now is that they're going to change the release date because they're planning on making a Venom film
Mm-hmm.
and a Sinister Six film.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all going to be, I don't know if they're going to be directly, intertwined with the Amazing Spider-Man films, how the Marvel films are.
Yeah, I think that's what they want to do. They want to build a universe like that.
So that'll be interesting to see if they could pull it off. But it was originally going to be May 2018, which is pretty far off, 4 years from now for the next Spider-Man film. But that might not be the case now with these two movies being planned.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy the turnover rate if you think about it, because two's about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't started working on three yet, as far as I know. So that'll be in, I guess, 2016, and then this one in 20. That's crazy how these movies, they're just kicking them out. Like, not only Sony, but Disney with Marvel Studios. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Well, we all know Fox is doing it simply because it's like, well, we need to keep rights to Spider-Man, so
Yeah.
we're going to plan it out, and Spider-Man's a cash cow anyway, so...
Yeah, it's going to make money regardless if the films are, good or bad or indifferent. I thought the last one was pretty good, though.
Yep, yeah, I enjoyed the first Amazing Spider-Man as well. I'm kind of excited for the second one,
Mm-hmm.
but, yeah, I'm definitely worried about it. As far as this goes, though, makes sense, I guess, that they want to, push it a little bit further ahead to get those two movies in first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try to do one, maybe 2017 one of them releases, and then 2018 one, and then Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
They'll move it later in the year or following year.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, the next one's supposed to come out in 2016, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
After that,
The third film, right?
yeah. So maybe they want one in 2017, the Venom movie probably. Then 2018 have Sinister Six, or the two of those reversed.
Mm-hmm.
And then put out the next Spider-Man movie in 2019.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're gonna make a fourth one. Actually, because usually these films coming in trilogies,
Yep.
but
Yeah, but they want to build out the universe, so...
mhm. Hopefully they don't what do you say? People get tired of them, since they're gonna be coming out so frequently.
Unless they're Marvel movies.
Uh, but I mean specifically just with one
Oh,
character, because
sure.
like the Marvel films, they're doing it right. They're
Yep.
alternating between different
Sure.
characters, and then building up to bigger movies.
Yep.
But if you're just using Spider-Man, and
Mhm.
I don't know, I think they could do a lot more with Spider-Man. I just wish all these different studios didn't own like the individual properties,
Yeah.
and we could see like one studio just own everything,
Mhm.
or they make some sort of deal where they could make a film
Mhm.
with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because
Well.
I think he has a lot of great villains.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, the one good thing with Spider-Man 2 is with Sony owning the rights to that, they do have a lot of characters to go choose from.
mhm,
Like if they did want to go with individual movies, they're Sinister Six is still a weird one for me because they're a
mhm.
villain team to begin with,
Yeah.
which could be interesting given give or take. A Venom movie makes perfect sense because Venom is an anti-hero in the comics. He has his own
Hmm.
series and whatnot. There's lots of things they can do with that character, and rumors being that Carnage will show up in his movie, which would be cool.
Hmm. That
Uh,
would be badass. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. I'm like kind of contradicting myself that they're making, I was complaining about them making 4 movies, but
mhm,
at the same time, I don't feel like they're doing enough with Spider-Man. Like
yeah.
the first movie was good.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. The first Amazing Spider-Man. I think there's just so many villains there. It's just like this one's gonna be the new one, Electro and
Electro,
the,
Rhino,
the
Goblin.
Goblin. Well, not the Green Goblin. It's technically, I don't know. We'll see how it turns out in the
Mhm.
film. But yeah, like Venom, they ruined that in the third
Yeah.
Spider-Man film. That was such a disappointment.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Just it seems like it'd just be something so simple to make and create a giant blockbuster franchise.
Hmm.
I don't know.
All right. Well, speaking about blockbuster franchises, uh, Marvel actually made some record-breaking news this past week when Captain America got released because with Cap's current box office total, the Marvel Cinematic Universe franchise is now the biggest movie franchise ever, actually
Mm,
topping the likes of Harry Potter and Star Wars.
damn.
uh,
That's crazy.
yeah, here in the IGN article it actually says, with the huge success of Captain America the Winter Soldier, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's total gross is now up to a whopping $2.46 billion, topping Harry Potter's 2.39 billion and Star Wars's 1.91 billion.
Hmm.
So yeah, damn.
That is a lot of money.
Mhm.
That is a lot of money. That's crazy to think that maybe what was the first film that really kicked it off in terms of the modern superhero films? Was it Blade or the first X-Men film?
I would say Blade. Yeah, Blade came out before X-Men did.
Mm-hmm. Because I remember of course they had the Tim Burton Batman films, and then they had the other travesties, but
Yeah.
but it's crazy how successful and popular these films are, and they come from comics,
Mhm.
which I don't know. It's a medium that has been underappreciated before and wasn't considered something compelling in the
Yeah.
past. It just was considered you know for children.
Mhm.
Kind of funny that we're going through that same thing with video games right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, the cycle continues.
Mhm. Just found IGN's other article here, the top 10 movie franchises. So just to give a little perspective of where Marvel is setting here, number 10 is Pirates of the Caribbean at 1.2 billion. Twilight at 1.3 billion.
Is that a domestic box office?
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, it should be because I know the Pirates films made like over $1 billion, I think, each, like worldwide.
Yeah. American box office. We should have stated
Okay.
that, but yeah. Domestic.
Yep.
Yeah, Pirates is at 10. They have 4 films. Twilight is at number 9 with 1.3 billion with 5 films. Spder-Man is at number 8 with 1.3 billion at 1.376 billion with 4 films. At number 7 is Shrek with 1.4 billion with 5 films. They're counting in the Puss in Boots sequel in that as well. Lord of the Rings is at number 6 with 1.6 billion with 5 films, and well, another one coming this year, so they're probably going to move up. Once the page loads, I'll tell you number 5. Number 5 is Batman with 1.8 billion with 8 films. James Bond is at number 4 with 1.912 billion with
23 films, right?
24 films.
24. That's not fair.
So that tells you right there. Marvel has 9. James Bond has 24, and he hasn't been able to keep up.
Yeah.
Star Wars is at number 3 with 1.9818 billion with 6 films. Harry Potter has 2.3 billion with 8 films, and Marvel is sitting at 2.470 billion with 9 films. So yeah.
So where do they count the beginning of it? Is it the Incredible Hulk?
Iron Man.
Or the Iron Man? Okay.
Yep, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, The Incredible Hulk, Cap 1, Cap 2, The Avengers, Thor, and Thor 2.
Okay. That works. All right. I just wanted to make sure where they officially started it.
Mm-hmm. And just to give a little note here about The Winter Soldier, checking on Box Office Mojo, currently, worldwide, it's made $480 million.
Mm-hmm. It's been out, what, 2 weeks?
Yep.
Right.
And it's still going strong.
Mm-hmm.
As I will talk about later on. Anyways, you want to dive us into the gaming news?
Yeah, so we're going to keep the superhero trend going on here. And that is, there's supposed to be some details coming out for a Disney Infinity expansion with Avengers, an Avengers expansion for Disney Infinity. That's what I should have said. But we aren't really sure if this is going to be DLC or if the characters are going to be featured in the next Disney Infinity, I guess the 2.0 version. Mm-hmm. But I think this was kind of inevitable that they were going to cross over to the Disney Infinity universe, especially comic book toys, Disney Infinity toys. It just makes sense.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be Disney Infinity 2.0. I don't think they're going to do like a strictly Disney and like Avengers version. Mm-hmm. But it's just going to be included in the next version. That's just me speculating. Because I know when the first game released, they had already stated that they were working on the next game, and that each game, basically all the characters that you buy individually as figures, they're already all on the disc. So they had it planned out for like a year. So when new characters come out, they're going to need a new disc that has them so you can unlock them, essentially. So, and I guess a lot of people don't talk about that it's really on-disc DLC, but since you get a figure with it, they don't complain so much. But I'm sure this will be in the next version.
Yeah. And
I don't know if I'm gonna be jumping into this yet.
I'm gonna buy it. I held off from the first Disney Infinity. I was interested because I am a Disney fan, but yeah, if they're gonna add in Marvel stuff, yep, I'm sold. just take my money. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's like my only thing with it is that like I said, it's gonna be a yearly iteration, like how Skylanders is. So every year they're gonna have a new version. They're gonna have a new line of figures. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of money overall
Yep.
when you take into account the starter set, and then
Yep.
all the individual figures,
Mhm.
all the other different accessories for the figures. But I might be suckered in to get this too. I'm gonna be honest. I probably will be suckered into getting this version, or potentially once they add Star Wars characters, which will probably be
Oh
the year after.
yeah.
Like the big thing might be like Marvel this winter with a second version, and then they'll leave Star Wars for the next year for to be closer to the film release.
Yep. All right. Well, let's keep moving here. And came out this past week that Soul Sacrifice Delta and 2 other Vita games from Japan are going to make their way to the West. So yeah, more Vita-Love is coming in the form of JRPGs. So I, for one, am happy. Um, but what are those games, though? Japan Studio is bringing 3 new PlayStation Vita games to Europe and the US. It has confirmed. Soul Sacrifice Delta, as I mentioned, will first hit, releasing in Europe on May 17th, with, I'm going to so butcher this name now, Orcaria, Tainted Bloodlines, and Freedom Wars, following later in the year. No details of an exact US release for Soul Sacrifice were available at the time of writing. So yeah, more Vita games are coming.
That's good. Yeah, my voice is cracked really bad there. But the one that I'm excited about out of all of these is Freedom Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like the art style. And
Yeah,
I watched the trailer. It looks really badass, actually.
mm-hmm.
I like the whole look of the game. That's probably the one out of these 3 that I'll dive in and pick up whenever that comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you there. Same for me. But yeah, it's cool that we're getting these games. Soul Sacrifice Delta is very nice to hear that that's coming. Still need to dive into the first one. It's been sitting on my Vita for a while now, but...
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, this is great, though. This is so good that, Sony is just saying at this point, fuck it, let's bring everything over from Japan for the Vita.
Let's just keep trying. Just keep trying to make this a success. Hopefully it works out.
Well, they're doing more than the Wii U, that's for damn sure.
That's actually three games. Wow, that's a lot more than the Wii can get. And shit, the only one we know is for sure Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. Yeah, 3's more than 2. Mm-hmm. But anyway, speaking of the PlayStation Vita, it's also going to be getting Mercenary Kings, which is that I haven't played yet, but it just came out on the PlayStation Network. It's a freebie for those who have PlayStation Plus on the PS4, and it'll be cross-buy compatible with the PS Vita version, so I don't understand if you'll get it free if you have the PS4 version.
You should. Dead Nation that came out today on the Vita, it was cross-buy with the PS3 version. If you had that, you got that for free.
Okay. So we'll see. It's just weird in this situation because it came out as a PlayStation Plus game, and anyway, we'll see when it comes out. But that should be coming out pretty soon for the PlayStation Vita, and it looks like it'll be a good fit since it's a side-scrolling type of game.
Yeah, I've tried it remote play on the Vita, and it works so good on the Vita. So yeah, this is absolutely awesome news. Go play Mercenary Kings. It's awesome.
Damn it. Now I don't know if I want to wait and play it on the Vita then.
Nope. Go play it right now.
Yeah, I got to give it a shot. There's a bunch of PS Plus games I haven't played on PS4 yet. I haven't played Outlast yet. I haven't played Contrast yet. I haven't played
Mercenary Kings has co-op. We can do
Mercenary King. Yeah, we should try that out actually. What else is on there probably that I haven't played? I think that's about it so far in terms of the games that they've given out. I actually played a little bit of that, and it was good, but I didn't really get sucked into it. But Resogun's the only one that I've played and beaten out of all of them so far.
Alright, well, speaking of games coming out, there was an Xbox One exclusive indie game called Below. It's also coming to Steam now, so for those of you who don't have an Xbox One, like myself, you're going to be able to play Below. Giving more reason for me not to buy an Xbox One. Capybara Games will release Below on Steam as well as the Xbox One. The indie developer, which is also creating the upcoming Super Time Force, revealed the PC version in a new trailer for Below, which reveals the Steam logo. So this is actually quite cool.
I'm actually trying to watch the trailer that's featured in the article because I hadn't heard about this game. But there's a pre-roll ad for Xbox One Drive. So let's see if this will finally load. Below. I might have seen this.
Yeah, I think they very briefly showed it off at their E3 press conference last year. Microsoft's E3, or their Xbox One reveal.
And I'm skipping through it, and you can't... There isn't much in this trailer. Yeah, it's very minimalistic in its presentation.
Yep.
Not that that's a bad thing, but...
No.
It's... I don't know. It leaves you know, I guess more to the imagination. You could say this trailer blows. Oh!
Hey-oh!
Yeah, channeling my inner Daniel Kaiser. But, yeah, it doesn't look bad. I just need to see more on it because, yeah, it's, I guess, a teaser. It's not really, you know, full-fledged blowout, but that works again. Blowout. Anyway, moving on from one indie game to another, where we finally get a release date for Transistor, which is coming out on the PC and the PS4 on May 20th. And for those of you who don't know, this is from Supergiant Games, developers who created Bastion, which I haven't played, which I know it's kind of crazy because I heard that game was really good actually. But, this will be coming out for $20 or $18.99. Is that pounds, I believe, in Europe, or euros actually. Tripping. Sorry, I don't live overseas. I'm pretty sure that's euros, and then the pounds is next to it, or the whatever they use over the rupees. No, that's racist. But yeah, this game actually looks really good. And I've seen plenty of footage for this, and this I'm definitely picking up because it looks badass. I just love the art style.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
It looks really damn good. I gotta check this out.
So yeah, it's definitely a game to look forward to, and
damn it, another game next month. There's already a bunch of other stuff I want to get.
Yep. May Madness, everybody.
May's gonna turn into March. Crap.
Yeah, I can't say much. I've got about 3 games already, not including this one, so. And Child of Light is out at the end of the month, too, so.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's go with another news story, and that's, the guys over at BioWare had some news to say this week, and that's, or on April 10th anyway, that was that Dragon Age Inquisition, listen to this, Capcom, might be very important to you, won't have party member DLC in fear that there would be on-disc DLC. So, yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition won't be getting any post-launch DLC introducing new characters, as such a thing would require content to be included on the disc. Something BioWare is wary of, with good reason.
That's pretty cool for them to come out and, just be upfront about it
Mm-hmm.
instead of slipping it on the disc and then not telling anybody. But I haven't played any of the other Dragon Age games.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the first one was quite good, and
Yep.
then a lot of people didn't like the second one. I know a buddy of mine had played the second one, and he did not like it at all. He picked it up because he really enjoyed Mass Effect, and then he was in the mood to play RPG, and he really didn't like it. So
Yeah. Yeah, 2 was it was disappointing. Especially after the first one's really good.
mm,
Yeah, that second one, yeah.
mm. Yeah, so that's that.
Yep. Alright,
So
time for some game announcements. What's the first one?
So the first one we got here is Borderlands, the pre-sequel, which is going to be, as the title says, a game that takes place before the next game. It takes place essentially between Borderlands 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be releasing later on this year. It's not coming from Gearbox. It's coming from 2K Australia. So it's not being worked in-house in Gearbox, which has a couple people kind of worried about the game.
You could say that, yeah.
Because this is Gearbox baby, basically. It's sort of like the situation that happened with Batman and Rocksteady when they announced that Warner Brothers, Montreal, was working on Origins, which was a prequel. So it's interesting that it's going to be releasing this fall, and the big and most interesting thing for me is that it's previous gen or last gen, whatever you want to call it. It's only PS3 and 360 and PC, and if they're releasing it for PC, I do not understand why the hell it's not on PS4 and Xbox One if these systems are, their architecture is so close to the PC that it I don't know. They didn't have to bring out an incredibly super superior version, but at least a game runs on Ultra on the PC. Maybe they could bring something like that to the next gen, current gen, whatever gen consoles.
Oh, just give them time. 6 months down the road about, hey, and here's the remastered edition.
Here's the
Give
exactly.
us more money.
It just feels strange that these games are coming out so far. It's not that far into this generation, honestly, but that they're coming out on next gen when they have the opportunity. Well, last gen, fuck the gens. It's just it's getting me crazy. It's driving me nuts. Last gen, current gen, next gen, whatever. But it's coming out on PS3 and 360, which is kind of strange when they could easily port it to PS4 and Xbox One, especially with people now. I don't know about you, but I like playing games on my PS4 and my Xbox One. I don't mind playing, on PS3 and 360, but I just prefer the new controllers. I prefer the new interfaces. Everything's a lot faster. And they could potentially do this. I think that's the biggest thing for me, beyond it not being worked on. Beyond it not being worked on by Gearbox. But yeah, it's strange that they're doing this. Yeah. I guess Take-Two saw how well Borderlands 2 performed. They're like, oh, we got a cash cow now. Because wasn't that like their highest selling game from 2K?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Because of course, Take-Two. It always confuses me, the 2K, Take-Two, and what's their relationship and related, but Take-Two is definitely Grand Theft Auto because that sold like gangbusters, but in terms of just 2K, Borderlands 2 sold really well for them.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, this is going to be a cash cow. They're just milking it for money, really. It could be good. It could be. I mean, we're going to have Claptrap playable now. which that's the weirdest thing from this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's strange to be playing as a little robot.
I'm curious on him, like, when you're playing as him, are you going to see, like, a height difference here?
Yeah. You're gonna look like a midget compared to everybody else.
Shoot people in the knees all the time. Alright, well, we got one last news story here, and it is another reveal.
Last news story. I see what you did there.
Yes, we're all bringing you our inner Daniel Kaiser this week. Oh, that's going to be the title now for sure. But yeah, The Last of Us Remastered has been revealed for the PlayStation 4. It kind of got leaked by Sony on their, I believe, Asia store. And then they were like, yeah, we're doing it. It's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, just a few moments ago, as we started recording this podcast, we actually got a release date for it. And it's going to be June 20th. 4 days before my birthday.
Sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, The Last of Us PS4 edition. Coming with the DLC in it, so that's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, all the DLC, the Left Behind, and then all the multiplayer maps, right? And I think some bonus features too. They have like a commentary track for all the cutscenes, from what I heard with the guys over at Naughty Dog and Troy Baker, the voice actor for Joel.
And everybody else.
I think Ellie's, the voice actress for her, is also on there. But this is pretty much The Last of Us, the Izzy Must Play This Shit Now edition. So I haven't played it yet. So it's going to be awesome, though, because playing it on the PS4 controller, and then it's going to be fully 1080p. There's rumors that it's going to be 60 frames per second.
Yep.
If it is 60 frames per second, that shit is going to look so good. Because I've played Metal Gear in 60 frames per second. That looks awesome. Tomb Raider looked really impressive, 60 frames per second. So it does make a difference.
Yep.
Day one for me. And then I don't play it for another 6 months. I'll play like the game of the year, like the Game of the Year twice edition. That's cool though, and people who missed out on it on the PS3 when they jumped on the PlayStation bandwagon going into this generation.
Isn't that right, Aussie Legend? Probably not listening to this anyway, so.
Yeah, I think he had mentioned that he played it. Didn't he like borrow his friend's PS3 or something like that?
He didn't play it.
Oh, he didn't play this?
He did not play it.
Damn, did he play the Uncharted games?
He did. That's what he bought the friend's system for.
All right, then, yeah, he definitely has to pick this up then. I haven't even watched the trailer because I don't want to watch any of the footage. I know it's going to look good. It looked amazing on PS3 already, so.
Yep. I have watched the trailer because I have played the game, and it looks stunning. It really looks stunning, even better than what it did before.
Damn. I'm kind of tempted to watch it, but I'm not.
Don't do it. Don't do it. They do spoil one very good scene in that trailer, so don't watch it. So that's the end of our news stories this week. But of course, it's time to move into what we've been playing, what we've been watching, and what we haven't been reading.
Damn right. One of these days, we're going to have something on there.
Yes. I could have mentioned that I read the newest issue of Deadpool before this, but eh.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that the cover that has, like, the most Marvel characters on it, right?
Yeah. The world record holder now for the most characters on.
I might pick that up. I think I had bought, like, was it Deadpool 900, and then the other special issue. I don't know where the hell that's at, but it's somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good cover, and it was a good book, I have to say.
Yeah.
But let's dive into what we've been playing this week. And do you want to kick us off here?
Yeah, let's kick it off with a game that I've spoken about before, and that is Titanfall. Still playing that online. Still pretty damn fun. Actually got to play with a buddy of mine a few days ago. We played probably like an hour, hour and a half, something like that.
Hmm.
And it was really fun. Oh, we just had a blast playing it online, and then he asked one of his buddies to join us, and then we also played with him, and we just had a blast. It's still ridiculously fun online. I did start like the campaign mode that they have,
Hmm.
and it's strange because they're trying to give you single player elements in a multiplayer environment, and it doesn't really work because you're just chatting with your friends, you're shooting other players, you're really not paying attention. So I was talking to them and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like literally, and they were like, don't worry about it, like it doesn't matter. It's really nothing essential that you need to know. It's more about the gameplay and the experience you have playing with your friends than anything else, because the campaign is really lackluster. I think they could have tried to do something more, but
Hmm.
I don't know. It just didn't work out for me. But what is there is actually really fun. Not the campaign, but the actual gameplay and the level design and the weapons and all the other stuff, except the story.
Hmm. All right. Well, one of the games that I've been playing this week is one of the games we talked about earlier, and that was Mercenary Kings. Got around to playing through the rest of the recruit missions, and to end things, I bought a new sword, or a new knife rather, which is basically a fish.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Had a fish?
I have a fish for a weapon. Maybe I'll use that. I took a screenshot of that and posted it. Maybe I'll use that as the background for this podcast. But yeah, that game is so enjoyable. It is basically Borderlands meets Metal Slug, and it's just a joy to play. Just the art style and everything's so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely need to do co-op into that. Probably
Yeah, we
hook
gotta try
Big
that
Boss
out.
into it as well, so we can get three-player
Yeah.
co-op on the go.
Sweet.
Yep. What else you got?
So, what else have I been playing? Well, actually, this game is gonna surprise you because it's also on your list,
Oh?
and that is Final Fantasy X HD
Woo!
on the Vita. I
Ooh!
I picked it up sometime. When was it? I bought it sometime last week. Received it like late in the week.
Hmm.
Uh, so I just wanted to try out a Final Fan. I was about to say Faddle. What the hell's that? Doesn't even make sense. Final Fantasy game, because I watched Happy Console Gamer's video he did on Final Fantasy VII on his YouTube channel, and he's so like enthusiastic about everything. And he was just talking about the hype leading up to Final Fantasy VII that I was like, I want to try out a Final Fantasy game and give it another shot
Hmm.
because I've tried some here and there,
Yeah.
and I just figured Final Fantasy X would be the most convenient just because it's on the Vita and it's in the HD remaster. And Legend actually helped me out with that because I had posted something on Twitter and he replied to me. He was like, "Oh, what are you looking to play?" And I was like, maybe 6 or 7 or 10, and then he gave me his impressions of the games. So I tried out Final Fantasy X HD, and I think I'm 2.5 to 3 hours in,
Hmm.
and I'm digging it so far. It's actually pretty linear. I don't know if it opens up towards later in the game, but so far it's pretty linear, but not linear like 13
Oh
was.
God, no.
Because
Nothing will be that linear.
13 was incredibly linear.
Hmm.
It had, gorgeous cutscenes and all that, but it felt like every step you would take in that game, you'd have to fight an enemy, and it being so linear, it just got incredibly annoying. Well, while this game, you have more freedom to it. Like, sure, if you're like on a certain trail, you'll run into some enemies, but it isn't as overwhelming as 13 was.
Mm-hmm.
And you could go around whatever village you're at, and interact with the people, go into the different huts, go into their sort of like a cathedral or their church.
The temples.
Yeah, the temples. That's the word I was looking at. No, why I use cathedral and church, but temple. And it just feels real nice. The only thing I'm kind of confused about is the upgrade system with the spheres,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little confusing, especially for like a newbie like me.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to like make a mistake and then pick the wrong upgrade. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I got to look up more information on that.
Quick question. When you started the game, did you go with the basic sphere grid or the expert one?
Yeah, the basic.
Okay. Okay, that's the best one for you to go with because that is, well, the original one for starting the game.
Yeah, because it looked just, I guess what it was is that I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I kind of get this. And then they pan out and they show the whole damn grid. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is all this? But anyway, back to the game itself. I'm enjoying the battle system. I'm enjoying the characters. I'm really enjoying the story, actually. I really like the music. The opening theme is fucking amazing for that game. The whole intro, like, even when I'm just booting up the game to pick up where I left off, I'll sit through the intro just so I can listen to the theme. It's that fucking good. And then all the different themes throughout the game. I forgot where exactly it was. I think it was towards the beginning of the game. They had like the traditional Final Fantasy theme, but they had like a techno remix that was like up tempo. I was like, but it was actually really good. And then all the other music, the different island musics are really peaceful and calm, and I'm digging it. So this might be the first Final Fantasy game that I sit through. I know it's a long game, but if I play it, here and there over the course of, 6 months or a year or whatever it takes me, I think I might finish it. I'm digging it. And I like the characters. I like the story.
That's really great to hear that you're enjoying it.
And it looks really good on the Vita, too.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Because I do plan on picking it up on the Vita as well, eventually. Just so I can complete my Final Fantasy collection on the Vita.
Yeah, I was debating which version, but then I was like, I'm kind of on a Vita kick right now, so let me get it on the Vita. Even if 10.2 is, digital, which is kind of disappointing. I might end up importing. I think it's like one of the Asian versions for 10.2 actually has English subtitles or an English voice track. I'm not sure. They have like fucking 5 different Asian versions.
Yeah.
I was trying to look them up on Play Asia, and it was confusing me. And then I was trying to check on Amazon to see if that would be easier to import, but there's a bunch of them. Hopefully I could figure it out, because I didn't even find anybody on YouTube that did a video about it. So maybe I'll import that one someday.
Someday.
Yeah, if I get to 2, which I doubt it.
Don't be too worried if you don't.
Yeah, I heard it's not the greatest.
Yeah. But yeah, as you mentioned, that game's on my list as well, and I've been playing the PS3 version of that. I'm not sure how far you are yet, but I've just got past Luca and the Blitzball tournament.
Nope, I haven't reached that yet.
Oh, okay. Basically, I've actually gone the other route and gone with the expert sphere grid, which, well, you had the little concern there about, choosing the right things and whatnot. I think during the standard sphere grid, you're looking at a linear path for quite some time on that, so you really can't go wrong there. On the expert sphere grid, though, everything is almost open up from the very beginning. Like, you can take characters down other characters' paths right from the get-go. So, when I first started, I was like, oh, holy shit, which way should I go? Do I want to go over here first, or this way first, or just go the standard path with the character? Which I've actually deviated a little bit with some of the characters, going over, getting skills from other characters, and then going back.
So you could, So you could pick another upgrade instead and
Well,
try to retrace your steps.
kind of, yes. For example, with Titus, I've actually gone over and gotten Riku's use and steal abilities and gone back, and I'm going on his path now. I've got Yuna with the 4 basic black magic spells right off the bat. So she can actually do something in battle. And other stuff like that. I've gotten walk up into Titus's area for a little bit to get haste and cheer and back down into his own now. But yeah, rather enjoying the game again. And before we started recording this podcast, actually, I was playing some more Blitzball because that mini game is awesome. And a couple tips for you. Well, once you get to Luca and finish the main tournament, talk to me because I will give you some tips for players.
Yeah, I definitely gotta sit down with you so you could like walk me through. And so I heard it's pretty, good for beginners. It isn't too complex.
No.
So
it's a good mini game and everything. There's a couple of key players you can actually get early on that will help you a lot throughout, just playing regular games and tournament matches after you do the main storyline thing. Yeah,
pretty. So I'll probably keep playing it since it's on the Vita and it's something I could just play, here and there.
Yeah.
It's I guess a perfect game when you're just kind of tired and you just want to play something to relax. Instead of sitting in front of the TV with my stupid chair, I need a new one. But yep. Last and final game that I've been playing is Assassin's Creed 4 on the PS4. I decided to skip 3 because I played it for 2 to 3 hours and I was like, I'm not feeling this. Nope. And this was a while ago. This was, I'd say, October to November of last year that I played, some of 3.
Yeah.
And it was disappointing. But jumped into this one. Excellent because it doesn't start off slow. It starts off really fast-paced. The ship sailing mechanic, which I didn't experience in 3 because I know it was in there at some point, but I didn't get that far to experience it. I never even got to Connor. I just got to... I was with Hatham, which is his father, because you go from Hatham to a younger version of Connor to an older adult version of Connor. I didn't get that far because the game just, I don't know. But this one's badass. I gotta say, the ship sailing mechanic is so cool. Fighting other ships, traversing the ocean. You'll see like little sort of like tornadoes forming in the ocean, and you gotta, sail your ship in another direction. Or when you're fighting other pirates or, people from like, I guess, the British, what do you call that? The British Sailing Company or something like that, whatever it was called. But the British and the Spanish and all the different enemies that you have in the game, and just, throwing cannons at them and throwing these barrels that you shoot, and then they light the boats on fire.
Nice.
Then it looks really nice on PS4 actually. It doesn't look an incredible step up compared to the 360 version, which my brother has, and I've seen him play. But if you're going to go for a version, definitely pick the next-gen version. It looks really nice. The grass, like the shrubs and all that is really detailed. It feels really cool when you're hiding in it. And that's like one of the things that stands out, like the environment and like the raining and all that stuff. In terms of the story, this character does not suck like the characters in 3. He's a lot more entertaining. Right now, I can't say if he's up there with like Ezio or Altair, because I'm a big fan of the series. But he is a lot more enjoyable, especially the whole pirate theme to the game. It really helps it because it isn't like as slow as the other game. And it's intriguing what's going on in the story right now. And to the point where I'm at right now is where you first get introduced to the um, mechanics for upgrading your equipment, which is basically the Far Cry 3 mechanics in terms of skinning animals and then using their body parts to upgrade equipment and hunting different animals. And I was like, oh shit, here we go again. Because when I played Far Cry 3, once I got that mechanic, that's all I did. I never finished the game. Like I spent like maybe 4 to 5 hours in Far Cry 3, and all I did was upgrade all my shit and get all the upgrades, hunt every different type of animal. Um, Once I got up to that point, I texted my friend. I'm like, oh no, because I know, and this is a massive game. Because the map is huge, and there's so much to do. There's so many little islands you could explore, and try to find different treasures, different upgrades, different animals. It just feels really good. It feels like Assassin's Creed is back,
Hmm.
on a better track than it's been, from Brotherhood to 3.
Hmm.
It feels different. It feels fresh, but not too different. Like it's not that big of a leap, but it's still really fun, and the mechanics are really good for the ship sailing, which has to work. If that doesn't work, the game falls apart.
Hmm.
And I'm really digging it, and it feels great with the DualShock 4. That's pretty much any game you play on the DualShock 4 feels fucking amazing,
Hmm.
but it just feels really good.
That's awesome.
Definitely recommend it. And if you were one of the people who got turned off by Assassin's Creed 3, definitely give Assassin's Creed 4 a try.
Nice to know. Yeah, it's been on my to get list for a while now. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, and it'll get cheap
Hmm.
soon. I'm pretty sure. I know it was on sale recently, but it was a 360 and PS3 version
Hmm.
at Best Buy for like $20. But definitely go with the PS4 version. But I'm sure that'll be cheap soon, like $30.
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up then.
Mm-hmm.
I've got two more games on my list here, which I'll quickly run through. First off, played more Minecraft PS3 edition. Basically wasted another 5 hours of my life looking for a goddamn dungeon so I can get a goddamn saddle, so I can get a goddamn trophy. I did not find a goddamn dungeon, I did not get a goddamn saddle, and I did not get the goddamn trophy. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Still though, loving that game, and Mojang actually teased the Vita and PS4 editions the other day, uh,
Mm.
which was funny because they tweeted out mentioning the Perfect Dark sale that was on the 360, but
Mm-hmm.
in the same like picture they posted mentioning that they had a Vita there with Minecraft onto it, and their
Mm-hmm.
TV was clearly showing the PS4 version of Minecraft. So, yeah. So hopefully that's coming very soon. I hope. Um.
I'll honestly probably pick it up on the Vita
Mhm.
once it comes out again. And I know there goes, countless hours, because that'll be a game just to hop into if I'm doing nothing else and I just want to kill time
Mhm.
and I don't want to think
Yeah.
too deeply or be too immersed into a story. Like with
Yeah.
that,
I just want to build a
Jesus,
goddamn house. Okay.
just build crap. Jesus.
Uh. Yeah.
I know that probably once that comes out and I show it to my younger brother who's obsessed with Minecraft, he's gonna go ape shit. He's gonna be like, "What the hell?" Because he has like the 360 version and the tablet version, but I'm sure the Vita version is gonna be far better than the tablet version. So,
Yep. Yeah, I would say it's going to be a lot closer to the PS3 and 360 versions.
hmm
And the last game I've been playing this week is actually a mobile game I've been playing on my phone.
oh,
Yeah, I know, right? Uh, this was part of the Humble Indie Bundle Android 9 bundle thing that was out the other week. One of the games was Knights of Pen and Paper Plus One Edition. This game's also out on Steam. It's fun. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons. It's an RPG, but the way they do it is that you have a game master in front of you, and there's 5 chairs, and in those 5 chairs you can actually like put people there, and there's people like John and Paris, but you've also got Pizza Guy, and E.T. is there.
What?
Yeah.
E.T.'s there?
Yes.
Wow.
E.T. is currently in my party as a mage, but
That's great.
yeah, it's a fun little game, and since I also do have the Steam version, I'm probably going to do a Let's experience of that in the very near future.
Mm-hmm.
So look forward to that coming. But yeah, it's a fun little game, and I was playing it last night at work on my break, and it was like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is actual one phone game I can actually get into.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
All right, speaking of cool, it's time to go to our been watching section.
Mm.
And I guess I'll kick us off here. Since the last time we recorded, I've gone to see Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I've also gone to see Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and I have seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I've seen it 3 times since it's been out now. The movie's so fucking damn awesome.
Gotta see it.
Yes.
Tomorrow. Gotta see it.
Yep. Do it up. Because it is basically Avengers 1.5.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's that damn good. It is their best solo movie. Their best solo movie at all. Like,
really?
The only thing that can like top it is the Avengers, and honestly, only by a slight amount.
Wow. Yeah. Damn it! I gotta go see it.
Yeah.
Should I see Thor before I see that one? The Dark World?
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
No, you don't need to.
All right. Shit. Damn it.
Everything from the action, there's comedy. The characters are fantastic here. Cap, Falcon. Black Widow is the best she has been so far.
Damn.
We get more Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, which is great. There's great twist. The plot is excellent. The villain in The Winter Soldier is just incredible. He is probably the most terrifying villain they've had to date so far. Like, I think somebody compared him to the Terminator, and that is really correct, because when he shows up, you're going to be terrified, because he's not going to stop coming after you.
Shit.
And of course, always stay for the post-credit scenes.
Yep, damn Marvel movies. Everybody's like conditioned to do that now, even if it's not a Marvel movie. Have you noticed that? Like, there's people who fucking stay in the theater like half an hour after the film's completed. Like, this isn't a Marvel film.
Yep, curse Marvel for that, but hey, it's pretty damn cool. Alright, so what have you been watching?
So, wait, I didn't write anything down. Stupid me. But I know off the top of my head, a lot of wrestling, because since we recorded last episode, WrestleMania 30 happened, and all the events around that, the Hall of Fame, the Monday Night Raw afterwards, the Monday Night Raw from last night.
I just want to say one thing about wrestling, though. The Monday night after WrestleMania, the greatest thing ever happened, and that was when John Cena came out and people started singing along to his music. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
They were actually, like, do-do-do-do, when that part goes up, they were actually singing, John Cena sucks.
Wow, I didn't even notice that. I gotta check that out. Oh, damn, I'm gonna have to YouTube that now. So that's fucking hilarious. But anyway, back to wrestling. Yeah, a lot of wrestling. Whoops, I just hit my mic. That's what she said. a lot of WWE Network. Of course, tragic news from last week. The Ultimate Warrior passed away after being inducted into WWE Hall of Fame and after being on Monday Night Raw and having a pretty damn good speech or, promo, as they say in the wrestling industry.
Yeah.
He had a good promo, and it was actually, motivational and coherent. And that's something strange for the Ultimate Warrior character, at least.
Yeah.
Even the man, actually, because he's known for ranting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad that he passed away.
Yeah, it was so soon and sudden.
It was so tragic. Like, I remember recording the wrestling podcast, which I'll talk about later as a plug. But we recorded that podcast, and later on that night, he actually passed away. And my buddy texted me in the morning. I actually had read the news in the morning, but he texted me. He's like, hey, you heard Ultimate Warrior died? What the hell? And then I was talking to my other buddy, like, what the hell's going on? He was just at the Hall of Fame, and he was just at WrestleMania. So it was pretty sad. But at least he got to make peace with everybody after all the years of, arguments with Vince and Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
And the WWE as a whole. It's sad that, his daughters were so young. They lost their father. But anyway, it seems like there's been some positive things coming out of it. There's been a lot of celebration over the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep.
And, the impact he had on WWE. They're doing all these specials this week on the WWE Network. His Blu-ray and DVD are sold out everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been trying to get him. I was actually going to get it because it's funny. It came out a week before he passed away.
Yeah.
His documentary Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't pick it up because I forgot actually to pre-order it through Amazon. And now it's so hard to come across. I think Best Buy is like back-ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's back-ordered. I've tried to get it in store at Best Buy. They don't have it. Walmart doesn't have it, so it's crazy. His merchandise is flying off the shelves, as is the case with when these famous figures pass away. I remember when Michael Jackson passed away, like all his albums started selling like crazy, and there was so much, enthusiasm about Michael Jackson, which a few months to a year earlier, everybody was still talking about that he was a child molester. And then it kind of they flipped the switch once he passed away. So anyway, that was kind of a downer.
Yeah.
But besides that, I just been really big into wrestling again. It's been a while since I've been like this immersed into wrestling, and then listening to all these podcasts, all these different shows. But besides wrestling, another thing which is on your list, and that is Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
I did watch the first episode. I haven't watched the second episode
yet,
which I heard was nuts. But that's all I heard. I haven't heard any spoilers or anything. But I gotta watch that later today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was a good opening for the season.
Mm-hmm.
And what else have I watched? And last and final thing is I finished up season 1 of Batman the Animated Series.
Nice.
I've been watching it little by little over the last several months, maybe an episode here or there, maybe 1 or 2 episodes a week. Whenever I'm not, doing anything, I'll just throw on an episode. And it's still excellent, holds up ridiculously well. The storylines are so good. Mm-hmm. The animation is so good. I really wish that would come out on Blu-ray and they would remaster it and, get all the film grain out, because they released it on DVD, but there's still the film grain and, it looks old. If they would remaster it like how they did Akira, which I talked about, weeks ago, it would look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Good. Well, also on my list here, I've been watching more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which, last week's episode was mind-blowingly awesome because it was a direct tie-in to Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. That was excellent. Awesome episode. That series is going to have one great, last few episodes right now for the season. Curious on where they're going to go, though, but, yeah. I've also been watching a couple more episodes of Republic of Doyle on Netflix. Some cheesy good fun right there. And of course, like you said, been watching more Game of Thrones. That second episode. Wow. That's all I'm going to say because
Was it like the Red Wedding all over again?
I'm not going to say anything.
Yep, it is.
Gotta go watch it.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been watching, so I guess we can dive into our shameless self-promotion, which, hey, you've got something to promote this week!
Yeah, it's a miracle. So yeah, I started up a wrestling podcast. It's not really a podcast, it's more like a video blog because, it's not only audio, it's video too,
Mm-hmm.
using Google Hangout, and it's called the Wrestling Hangout. I do it with my buddy Cody. He's the Sega Saturn guy on YouTube. He has his own YouTube channel. I'm sure I'm going to have you on as a guest one of these days. I don't know. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to do it. He actually wants to do an episode tomorrow. Um, we were supposed to we were supposed to do it on a monthly basis after every pay-per-view,
Mm-hmm.
but then he decided, hey, let's try doing it on a weekly basis after like Monday Night Raw and just give a rundown of Raw. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of some segments to bring to the show and things like that, but it's really in its early stages. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, one episode is up, and I talked about WrestleMania 30, talked about the Hall of Fame, talked about Monday Night Raw. As I mentioned earlier, it took place before the Ultimate Warrior passed away, so we didn't talk about that. But I'm sure on tomorrow's episode we'll discuss that and Monday Night Raw and any other news that's going on right now. And I'm sure in the future we'll have episodes dedicated to a particular topic. Like I got another buddy of mine. He's a big ECW guy.
Mm-hmm.
So when we have him on, I'm sure we'll have like an episode on ECW. And it won't be, like about a WWE pay-per-view. It'll just be about old ECW. So
Cool.
that's pretty much it. And it's on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Isreal Pacheco89, which I think I'm still coming back on May 1st with some other stuff. Not wrestling related, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll see what happens.
Cool. Cool. As for myself this week, just a couple little things to plug here. Of course, Ride to Hell is still going up, and my sanity is still going down with it. I put up a new Let's experience last weekend with Gunpoint, which was an awesome game I found out, which I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't play it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I actually put up my very first review video entitled The Unprofessional Review, Infamous Second Son. So that was actually fun to do. That was a new experience to go through for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully in the weeks and months to come, I will actually be doing more of those. Maybe movie-wise. Probably won't be doing one for Captain America right now because, yeah, the video would just be me saying it's awesome, it's awesome. That's all. But yeah, game-wise, I am buying Demon Gaze. Well, it'll be coming to me either sometime at the end of this month or next month, depending on when NIS gets it shipped out to me.
Yeah.
I might do a review of that. But yeah, more of them will be coming. And I hope people enjoy them.
Yeah, I gotta play the game first. That's why I started Assassin's Creed 4. I was like, I want an open world game to start, but I didn't want to jump into Infamous and then go back to Assassin's Creed. You know what I mean? In terms of graphical fidelity.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me try Assassin's Creed game since it's, cross-gen game and then jump into Infamous.
Mm-hmm. I will say one thing. My reviews are spoiler-free. I do not spoil anything.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good then. I can watch it.
That's all I've got to promote. And guys, questions and comments, if you have any, please give them to us. We want them, please.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, if you don't, you don't. That's it. You don't want any free games. That's your choice. but I do have free games to give out if anybody wants to leave a question or a comment. We will answer any type of question that will come at us.
Yes.
But anyways, I do believe that's going to do it for the show this week. So, Israel, please do us the honors and take us out.
So as always, thanks guys for checking out the CanUK podcast. I was going to do my little thing from earlier. The Skype. And then I forgot the jingle, which is terrible. But yeah, thanks for checking out the CanUK podcast. Check us out hopefully next week when we record another episode, as the Lord X says, about everything nerdy. And have a good week, guys. Leave us questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, anything. Leave a smiley face. We'll count that as a question.
Yes.
You'll win a game if you leave a smiley face. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Goodbye, everybody. And remember, load the spaceship with the rocket fuel!
Da, 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 da.